So I'm going to open the floor now for public comments. Is there anybody here tonight who would like to speak? We just ask that you give your name and address for the record. We have Mr. Becker, Trustee-Elect.
I'm John Becker, former state representative and Trustee-Elect. I live at 925 Locust Lane. That's back in the Rumpke Road subdivision. The hour is late, so I'm going to read more from notes than I had planned, so I'll be rambling less and hopefully get through this a little bit faster. But I want to address each and every one of you individually and frankly just tell you all what I think of you, and it's all good stuff. I'm going to start with you, Mr. McGraw. You know, you and I had some disagreements on some policy issues. That's all behind us now. But that doesn't change the fact that I think you've been a great trustee. I mean, you've really raised the bar on being a trustee. I've never seen any trustee in the past work as hard as you have and put as many hours into Union Township as you have done, and how you have raised a family. You work a full-time job. Well, you're a great retail campaigner, going door to door, and all the energy and effort you put into Union Township. How you do all that without wearing a cape, I just find amazing. I just want to thank you, sir, for your service, and I wish you well going forward. Bob McGee.
Yes, sir.
You know, I don't have enough great things to say about you. I mean, everybody likes Bob McGee, or how anybody can't like Bob McGee
Not enough.
is just a mystery. You know, you've always been solid gold, salt of the earth. You know, many think of you as a saint, and I'm in that category as well. You know, you and I go back to, I think, 1993. We had applied to be appointed to a position of trustee when Andy Moran resigned. And Mary Walker ultimately got that appointment. And I still have, I showed you this once, the newspaper clipping of that. And there's another name on here you might recognize. Ronald Bruce Campbell was one of the applicants at that time. So, Mr. McGee, you know, and the other thing, you might not remember this, but this was 2008, Hurricane Ike. Hurricane Ike blew through Ohio. My street had no power for 8 days. 8 days, no power. And I made arrangements with Bob McGee to allow my family to use the Civic Center so we could shower at night. So our routine for 8 days, we'd go out for dinner and go to the Civic Center for showers and drive home in our pajamas. And I really thank Bob McGee for making that possible for us. And in tonight's discussion, and I didn't even think about this until this evening, when the subject came up about the trash collection, I remember you and I had that discussion on Locust Lane and with the with trash collection. You got that taken care of to change those hours. So you've certainly done a lot for my family personally, and I appreciate that. And Bob, if there's anything you ever need from me, 24/7, you call me, I'll be there for you. I love you, man. I really do. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for your kind words, John.
Mr. Lowe, I don't know you as well as the other two trustees. You're certainly an honorable man. You are an officer and a gentleman, non-commissioned officer, I think, to be technically true. You're a war hero. I am very much looking forward to serving underneath your leadership beginning in January. And I know you'd be a straight shooter, and looking forward to working with you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Trustee-Elect Becker, and congratulations.
Ron Campbell, you and I go back a long time as well. When I see you, I think of a man as, you know, with honor and integrity. You know, you pay all the bills here, keep the lights on, and appreciate the service you have been doing for Union Township, and I'm going to look forward to working with you beginning in January as well. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Brings me to Ken Geis. Ken, how many times have I said, if it weren't for Ken Geis, Union Township would look like Detroit? And I've meant it every time I've said it. And earlier, Chairman McGraw went down a laundry list of many of your accomplishments. And so I won't need to repeat or try to repeat any of that. You know, I've certainly appreciated the great work you've done for Union Township. And, you know, if I had it my way, you would not be retiring, because I was very much looking forward to working with you beginning in January. But it is what it is. I respect your decision. And, you know, I certainly wish you well. And many have claimed over the years, Ken, that you walk on water. And oftentimes I've believed it. So, as I look up here at this group, there's a man who walks on water, there's a man who wears a cape, there's a man who's a war hero, a patriot, a man who's practically a saint, honor and integrity, a pretty good group up here. And I'm certainly looking forward to working with the remaining ones beginning in January. I think all we need now is an angel from heaven, which brings me to Stan Diamond. Stan, it was 25 years ago. Medical emergency at my house. I was downtown, working late at the office, I typically would do back then. And EMS was called to my house, and by the time I got home, Chief Stan Dimling was on the scene like an angel from heaven. My wife had a medical emergency, and EMS was taking care of her and taking care of my baby. She was 3 months old at the time. And I just really appreciate you being there. And everything went well. Kidney stones. And everything was fine. So thank you for your service, and looking forward to working with you as well. Scott Gaviglia, you and I worked together on a gun case. There was a tragic case about a suicide. I think it was a former Marine, honorable man, had Alzheimer's, I believe, and he took his own life. It's very, very sad, very, very tragic. Where you and I got involved in this was the widow wanted the gun returned. There's some ambiguity in state law, how to get that done. You and I worked together with the county prosecutor, got the gun returned to the family. I later got some legislation done in Columbus to correct some things in the Higher Revised Code that those issues wouldn't occur again. So I really do appreciate working with you on that issue, and I've always known you to be, hell of a great guy, a nice guy to work with, and looking forward to working with you as well beginning in January. All right, thank you for your service. Corey Wright. Corey, I think it was, 15 years ago, where I was building a garage, and I worked with you in your office on jumping through some hoops. I mean, I had to go through a replat. I had to purchase land from a neighbor. There was zone. I had to get a surveyor out there. Things I had to do through the county. There was a lot of hoops to jump through, and going through BZA with two different zoning appeals, both of which were approved. All of it came together as planned, and wouldn't have been possible without your assistance. And since then, I've learned to have a new appreciation for you after reading the 202-page zoning book. It's like, how do you keep track of all these things and nuances? So I really respect your knowledge, your wealth of experience. I'm very pleased that you're going to be acting administrator beginning the first of the year, and I'm looking forward to working with you as well, sir. Which then finally, last but not least, Matt Taylor. Potholes, parks, and plots, cemetery plots. Well, at least a couple of those I've worked with you in the past, or worked with your office. I helped a family member, or a family, bury one of my best friends. That was Bill Jenny, some number of years ago. And I worked with your office on that and getting things set up down at the cemetery. Also, in the past, and even it wasn't even all that long ago, I have found that whenever I'd reach out to the service department, things would happen quickly. It was, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I think. I was hitting some big potholes on my street. Called the service. I just left a message for the service department. It was, I don't know, maybe 10 days later. It wasn't only my street, but the whole area around me. Potholes were filled all over the place. So I really appreciate what you've been doing for Union Township, and looking forward to working with you as well. All of you a great group of people. And that concludes my remarks. Are there any questions for me?
No, just thank you for all your remarks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen. Good night.
Thank you, and
Have a nice
congratulations.
Thanksgiving.